कर दो आप स्टार्ट।
Okay, sir. So, am I audible?
ऑडिबल
Yes,
विजिबल।
ma'am.
Okay. Very good evening, everyone. On the behalf of Team Just Agriculture and Agro-Environmental Education and Farmers Welfare Society Punjab, I Preetivarts cordially welcome you all to the 7 days free series for the ICAR-ASRB-NET Aspirants. That started from 15th to, and that is today is the last day for the series, that is 21st April 2023. So before beginning the program, I would like to tell our participants about the organizers of this program. So Just Agriculture is India's most rising agriculture magazine with more than 1.05 lakhs readers in India. First issue of the magazine was launched on 5th September 2020. Until now, total 19 issues of the magazine has been published. It is the most credible platform for researchers, students, and scientists to share their ideas on the latest innovative topics. On the other hand, Agro-Environmental and Education Farmers Welfare Society aims at enhancing the livelihood opportunities for more than 1 million farm households in the country. They both are amongst the largest networks of agriculture and allied sector professionals in the country right now. So this program has included 20 specializations covered by 40 ICAR NET, that is from 2016, 18, and 2021. So with this brief introduction, now I would like to invite our first speaker. So Dr. Atul Gonde, you are very welcome to the series, sir. So without wasting any much of the time, I would like to call upon Dr. Atul, sir. So over to you, sir. Please start, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And thank you,
Thank you,
Just
sir.
Agriculture all team members, so that inviting me on the guest lecture on that ARS net, whatever, and other SMS and also some recruitment just that came from ASRB. Okay, so today myself, Dr. Atul Gonde, as a serving as an assistant professor last 9 years in Dr. Shrichandra Pawar College of Agriculture, Baramati, and the team that inviting me on the platform of Just Agriculture to guiding the net as a ARS net. Okay, so without any waste of time, I share my slide firstly and then start my lecture. मैम यहाँ पे शो हो रहा है?
Yes, sir. You're visible, sir.
Okay, visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here they're given the first lecture of agricultural entomology. Basically, in agricultural entomology syllabus that related to ICR as well as one of examination that our Maharashtra state MCER and whatever that state agriculture university examination, and accordingly some of major chapters here I mentioned on that slide. The first, that beneficial insect point of view, apiculture here importance, sericulture, black insects, and some of the vectors, those are the causing or that diseases as well as the called as a vectors, and which is included in the pest of medical as well as veterinary importance insect. And then fifth one, pest of store products and their management, and some of pests, those are the invasive that which is accidentally introduced in our India and which is quarantinely very important, that comes under plant quarantine. Sixth that chapter is that biological control and biopesticide. 7.1 of genetics and plant breeding topic related host plant resistance here. 8th chapter, innovative approaches in pest management, insect morphology, followed by it is a basic that fundamentals and introductory course or introductory entomological aspects here. Then 10th, integrated pest management, and whatever that to prepare this examination. So the major thing is we have to go through these all essential books or whatever that important books that should be know about or aware about this all. So you all participant carefully listen. So these are the major books or some of reference books that we have to read carefully, and then we'll get the maximum score as well as to chances to pass in net examination. And I believe that these all books are very important because we that read or that to go through these all books accordingly that mention on my slide. that one of major now recently that published by one of scientists that working in NIASM, National Laboratory Institute of Trace Management, that located in Malegaon farm. So these books written by the author is Rajkumar sir, that is a principal scientist here, and the name of this book is An Essence of Agricultural Entomology. I request you everyone that to read carefully, because here in this book that given new topics as well as that deep some questionnaires here mentioned, and very basic and to for the understanding purpose this all entomological aspects that given by Sir Dr. Bajolge sir. Followed by that everyone know about that one of Bible of our entomology that written by Sir Vasantraj David sir, and the name of this books is Elements of Economic Entomology. And then again applied entomology, that volume 1 and volume 2, and whatever that new that KP Srivastava sir, and one of GS Dhaliwal sir and Ramesh Arora sir that written the IPM books, that concept and approaches. Okay, and then TV Prasad sir, that very famous books that already some of even majority of the some researchers as well as scholars as well as scientists as well as all students that referred for to pass this ARS examination. The basic books, also the handbook of entomology and its same objective of entomology, then entomology treatise, and one of major again applied entomology. They are given what the all crop pest, even some beneficial insect, even toxicological aspects that given in applied entomology very well and very easy language to understanding purpose, and which is written by D.S. Reddy, and very famous books which is very important for ARS examination. And then followed by an outline of entomology. This is also that written by G.S. Dhaliwal, and everyone know about that insecta, that to clear ideas and whatever that major that thing that came in that comes under in entomology, to understanding very well this all morphology, anatomy and physiology, that Raghumurthy sir, that this is one of insecta. So overall these are the all some books important. Again one of entomology refresher that written by VG, and one of again one books that also already that written by me, that Atul Gondi here, and Rajkumar Bajolge sir, and one of professor from Pune College, Santosh Kumar More. This is one of books that all that mention here all biological control, some beneficial insect here very well given with deep that information, and here also the some of objectives as well as theoretical some information here mentioned. And then objective of entomology, that Vinay and its co-author, agri-facts entomology, that's Sai Prasad sir, objective crop protection, TV Prasad sir also one of introductory nematology, and some nematological books also here mentioned. So they are all carefully this go through this all books that will to compare that will to that will get the benefit in your ARS examination, and very well. So again, one of some books here mentioned on slide, important reference books for general agriculture point of view, Fundamentals of Agriculture, Volume 1 and Volume 2, and competitive book for agriculture. Okay, on objective agriculture and current general agriculture. So this is overall that some books required for to preparation or to prepare this ARS examination and NET and other agricultural examination. So student or participant in entomology, this all are we discussed previously. We again will not discuss. So basically here some of units or those course that given in ICR examination, what exactly we learn or what exactly that to focus on that topic that comes under in systematics. So the firstly that history we also know about or to read accordingly. And again, some evolution of insect, what is the position of insect in the animal kingdom? Again, that to know about the detailed characteristics of phylum Arthropoda, that where that given some of hidden objective, isn't it? So, like some characters that mention in exam, and one of character is not suited to the phylum Arthropoda. Likewise, some question will ask Again, some important arthropods groups there, like Trilobita class, Chelicerata, Mandibulata. So likewise, the all classes, whatever comes under an arthropoda, we have to go through this all, because some importance examples here mentioned, and those that will know about properly. If not knowing about this all example, it's very difficult to click, or to difficult to choose this correct answer in this all classes, whatever that given 7 classes actually. So one small tricks here, that in class in phylum Arthropoda, suppose that given whatever the 7 classes, isn't it? Insecta is there, Anchiopoda is there, Trilobita is there. Okay, Arachnida, Crustacea, Chilopoda, Diplopoda, whatever. Suppose you all that one of tricks here are am of, isn't it? So in this word, in this sentence, that mention here all 7 classes. A insecta, okay, A arachnida, that will know about this again insect, or example, there the ticks there, mites there, scorpion there. Okay, so this all is example that should be know about in examination, isn't it? Crustacea, Chilopoda, then Chilopoda and Diplo, what is the major class of this? So that is Myriapoda is there, isn't it? So that will important in examination point of view. So now the next one, this all 29 order, and in this 29 order, whatever that given classification by Eddie himself, and here to know about this all 29, again one of newer order there, 30th number order they are added, and this Mentoplasmodidia. So this all 30 order, including its suitable example, that should be know about, and will get the maximum score if you carefully read, carefully going that, or that means to read carefully, so you will get the all information regarding this systematics. Okay, now the second topic, morphology. In this morphology, so we'll know about this all insect integument, or exoskeleton, or we can say the body wall. Okay, so here in body wall, so there the chitin is present. Which layer is outermost, which layer is innermost, what is the layer in integument? Okay, cuticle is there, whatever that exocuticle, procuticle, epidermis, hypodermis. So in this 3 layer, again epicuticle, what is the, which are these 4 layer again? In this epicuticle, which one is the outermost, which one is the innermost? Cuticle is there, cement layer there, wax layer there, polyphenol layer. This all detailed knowledge that required in examination. So that comes under in body wall. Again, its structure, again its outgrowth, which are this external outgrowth, what is trichome, what is a setae, what is trichogen cell, what is a termogen cell. So these all are the important in morphology. Body region, in body region means what? Suppose insect, so insect is divided into 3, head, thorax and abdomen. Then head, again, what is the segmentation? How many numbers there? 6 or 7 there. What is the head position there? In again thorax, which are this region there? Which are the major parts there? Pro there, meso there, meta there. Again, which body region or which body parts that to forming the appendages? Its segmentation, as well as scleroids. Again, scleroids. So we have to know about this all scleroid, head scleroid, thorax scleroid, abdominal scleroid. So this all comes under in morphology. Okay, so again mouth parts, there are the 6 to 7 types of mouth parts, with example, with its parts, with its modification, that they are the important in mouth parts. Antenna, there are the 14 to 15 types of antenna. Again in antenna, they require this detailed study or detailed knowledge about this all, that suppose filiform and suppose stylet. Why it is called stylet? Which parts there that modified, which parts in antenna of stylet which is unsegmented. So is there the like scape is there, or pedicel is there, or flagellum is there, unsegmented part. So this all are very important in antenna with its example, their structure and types. Thorax structure, thoracic appendages, again thoracic appendages, which are these major thoracic appendages, that is called as the pterothorax. Again, one of major hidden question that comes under in dragonfly, which is the genital, that is the genital organ in male accessory genital organ or that present in which segment on which segment of thorax, that it is second, third, or whatever the first. So that the one of question that hidden or present in thorax, that comes under in dragonfly. And their modification, again wings, near about 8 to 10 wings there. Why it is called pseudo halters? Why it is called halters? Suppose it is halters, that second wings. Why it is pseudo halter? That is the four wings. So these all are the modification in wings there. Carefully read all their participant. Okay. So wing venation there, abdomen, abdominal appendages, both in pterygota. Pterygota means why? Pterygote means what? Suppose one of pterygote, one of tricks there. Simple tricks. There the procura is there, diplora there, columbula there, thizonura. If you remember one of that PDCT, provisional degree certificate, isn't it? That is procura, diplora, then columbula, and last thizonura. Why? To remember from this 30 order, which one is pterygote, that called as a primitively wingless insect, and that is comes under in pterygota. Again, we have to read all these pterygote order carefully, because why today I am explaining only some of basic things that comes under in morphology, and which are these major question will ask in examination. Okay, because we have the very short period and to not possible to discuss this all, so we are just to focus on the major. Now the external genitalia there, which is the which one segment are responsible, male genital or female genital? Is it 9th or 10th or 8th, whatever? Again, in there is there the pregenital organ where present. Okay, which are these pregenital organ? This all are the important. Again, modification and again is order is there important in morphology. Now the third one unit, embryology, and it's internal anatomy and physiology. Here, whatever the embryonic and post-embryonic development is there, so read carefully that some of reproductive system there, types of reproduction there. In types of reproduction, there are the number of reproductory reproduction type. Cycle is there, sporadic there, even parthenogenesis, polyembryony, pedogenesis, philiotoky, neotoky, whatever. These all are the important in examination. Again, metamorphosis. Near about 7 to 8 types of metamorphosis, and in this metamorphosis, one of major metamorphosis type, that is hypermetamorphosis and intermediate metamorphosis. This is very, very important, because question from that, these two. Why it is hyper? And which insect there perform a hypermetamorphosis? So there, the participant, one of best example, blister beetle, there the hypermetamorphosis there form. Why? Because the larva, several changes occur in larval form. Because firstly is a scaraby, campodiform, then it becomes a scarabiform. So these are the some larval changes that comes under in hypermetamorphosis. This is one of topic that comes under in metamorphosis, that very, very important for the question point of view in ARS examination. Again, some of the digestive system that we have to go through. Larva and pupa, there are the different types of larvae. Again, pupa. Okay, so there's the apodus, whatever, polypod is there, caterpillar is there, semilooper is there, polypod. So again, this, and again in this larva, there is the crochet, like one question. Why? The crochet's structure absent in which insect? That absence of crochet. What is mean by crochet? Isn't it? So that is one of like hook-like structure to holding the plant's parts and to stable on that plant parts to easily feeds on the plant. That is mustard fly. So this is one of question that comes under in crochets in larvae of mustard softline. Respiratory system. Again, in the respiratory system, you have to detailed study about this required in respiration, so that there are the different types of respiration there. We have to go through. Nervous system is very important. Which are these some of these dividations of central nervous system? So which like a protocerebrum, which nerves there? Deuterocerebrum is there, which nerves? Then again, including like a protocerebrum. Then ventral nerve cord means what? Subesophageal ganglion means what? Supraesophageal ganglion means what? These all are there important. Again, excretory system. In excretory systems, number of excretory organ or that elements they are important to their the insect performs a excretion. Okay, these all are important, and some other nutrition point of view, that is mineral, carbohydrates, proteins and amino acids, lipids, vitamins, and their role in growth and development for to easily to multiplication purpose of insect that required, and we have to read this all. And again, one of artificial diet also very important, how to prepare this artificial diet, which are these ingredients required in artificial diet. It's meridic, whatever that other that to learn or to study required here in third unit. Okay, now ecology. Ecology here the several again some topic here mentioned on slide, that is components, biotic, abiotic factors. Again in biotic and abiotic factors, which are these biotic factors? Food competition there, parasitoid there, predator is there, and abiotic factor there, the temperature there important, humidity there important, in light important, again light, photoperiodism, phototaxis, isn't it? This all are nocturnal, diurnal, crepuscular, dim. This all comes under in abiotic, and this is very, very important. Okay, so for the growth purpose, development purpose, again for the population dynamic purpose, distribution purpose, dispersal purpose, that required to learn this all. Okay, ecosystems, some of the definitions required: biome, dam, then ecton. Okay, say then community, mutualism. So all are the terminology comes under in ecosystem. Insect ecology means what? Then which the term insect ecology, who coined the term insect ecology? Ecology term, who coined or who given the term ecology? Whatever the scientists here include, to we have to read carefully, isn't it? So these all are important. Their characteristics and functioning, even that intra and interspecific relationship we have to read. Competition there. Competition means what? That where that the cannibalism there, aggregation there, some pheromone there, some allomone there, some allochemicals, semiochemicals there, all are comes under in competition. Predator and prey relationship that we have to read. Host parasite interaction, tritrophic interaction, push pull techniques there, all are to read. An ecological niche. Life table, case strategy, R strategy. Life table means what? Who coined the term life table? Who given? What is the contribution of behind this life table? Population models, food chain, food web, arthropod population monitoring, pest forecasting. What is the reason behind objects or mandates? Diapause. In diapause, there again hibernation, estivation, quiescence. These all are the stages comes under in diapause. Which are the causes of pest outbreaks? Deforestation, the destruction of natural enemies, resurgence, secondary pest outbreaks. What is the definition of outbreaks? Which pest they are the major that causing a outbreaks, and what is the reason behind? Nitrogenous fertilizer application. So several number of outbreaks here. So we have to read with examples. That very, very important. Now the biological control, again in this biological control, all are important here. Types of biological control, definitions, scope, history. Major question that will ask from the history of biological control. Agents, parasites, predator, insect pathogen, and which are these major entomophagous insects, its order, families, its biological, ecological, taxonomical, legal, economic aspects, all are the important phenomena. Even some of hyperparasitism, superparasitism, different kinds of parasitism, larval, egg larval, pupal, nymphal, adult. This all parasitoid we have to learn, we have to study it or read carefully, and its example. Because and for this purpose, you all are to read one of books, D.S. Reddy, that is applied entomology, and they're given all information very well and in very easy language to remembering, and majority of this was question that to ask from that books. Okay, so these are the all important. Some of the techniques that required, that is utilization of biocontrol, natural biocontrol, conservation there, augmentation there, inundative release, inoculative release, introduction. This all techniques comes under the biological control. Now the mass multiplication techniques also, like mass production of trichogramma, mass production of the Copetosoma coeleri, mass production of greenless wing, mass production of Gonisus nimpantadis, whatever the different biogens that require the mass multiplication and to release in the field for the farmer's point of view to suppress the population of the major pest, and that to all this hectareous host, or we can say that laboratory host that required, and which pest to target pest were the control by this biogen that required, and which are the successful cases or that history that to achieve to suppress the population through the biological control agent, and which is get the success to control the pest. And even one of entomophilic pathogens, like all microbes they are involved, whatever that fungus, bacteria, viruses, its strain, which are these NPVs, CPV, SLNPV, HNPV, these all are the important. Some of the protozoan disease, nematodes, EPN there, entomopathogenic nematode, Sternerema, whatever that heterorhabdids, these all are the important to learn and to remember this all. Its merit, demerits of microbial control, even biocontrol agents that required, and which are these major microbial insecticide that to perform a role in the integrated pest management. These are some major biological control aspects. Now, 6, toxicology and chemical control. We have to go through this all toxicological content from to the definition, history, mode of action, and it's the safe of use of last the antidotes. These all are the importance in this toxicological part, where the which groups there, what is the mode of action there, which are these major examples there, which are these neonicotinoids there, which are the synthetic pyrethroids there, is hazards, environmental pollution, and whatever this all, it's Act, Central Insecticide Board.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, your slides are not moving. And first slide is showing.
First slide, but on my slides, sir, 6 slide.
No. Please put on the presentation mode or change it manually.
Okay. Now it is visible, sir.
Yeah, now it is moving. Please put on the slideshow mode.
Now, okay, sir.
Just wait. You can start.
Unit 7.
Unit 6 slide is showing.
Unit 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, okay, sir.
It is not on the presentation mode, but unit 6 is showing. You can start.
7.
No, not is. You are on the 11th slide on our screen.
So maybe some of issue on that my internet, because on my slide there the 7th and 8th is easily moving.
You can finish it because time is also running.
Okay,
so
okay.
You can finish it. Conclude.
Okay. Now the host plant resistance, one of topic. There are the some of mechanism you learn. Antigenosis, why, which are this biological character, morphological character and biophysical character they involve. Antibiosis, they are one of that major. To which are these adverse effect that on that insect, and which are these chemicals that to showing the or imparting the resistance against the insect or in plant and insect tolerance there. So these all are important accordingly, and some of the genes there, horizontal resistance, oligogenic resistance, whatever vertical genes, to learn carefully. And then innovative approaches, some of the major, some recent trends now that involve to pest management or to suppressing the pest, like some pheromones there, chemosterilant there, antipedant, attractant, repellent, and its example is very important. Okay. And the IPM now, in IPM, this all that whatever that comes under in the IPM practices, concept, some different tools, component, case histories, all these are important. ETL, EIL, GEP. Okay. So damage boundary, whatever the terminology comes under in IPM, you just to go through this and read carefully. Pesticide application equipment, some of the like appliances here, sprayer, dusters, some of the fog generators, smoke generators, soil injecting guns, seed treatment drums, whatever the some appliances or equipments used, and it's a measure its droplet size, then it's a size of powder size, whatever the toxicant they're added, which are this carrier they're used, all are important in this examination point. And then major aspect of this all field crops and horticulture crops that require the scientific name, nature of damage, including its specific symptoms and to causing diseases, and to on the basis of this damage to identify the specific pest. So these all are important. This biological control agents also. Is store grain pest also, which are this internal and external feeder, primary and secondary pest. Okay, this it's a chemical control as well as its other curative methods to learn carefully. Again, arthropods, which are these major arthropods there to causing the plant diseases and responsible to act as a vectors and to cause the various diseases in plants. So read carefully again. And in apiculture, it's honeybees, beekeeping appliances, and whatever that is bee foraging, bee pasturage, highway equipment, seasonal management. Okay, these all are important. Language, dances, and their diseases very important. Because why? The all bacterial disease, foul breed disease, foul, we can say brood diseases. Bacteria, their bacterial diseases there, European and foul. Then again, one of like fungus diseases, chalk and stone, virus diseases there. So this all sac brood disease, we can say, this all diseases very important. Acarine disease, which are these major mites there to cause islet weight of diseases. There are three mites there, all participants read carefully. Three mites, one of Acarapsis udi, Tropilepsis cari, and one of like the Varroa Jacobsoni. These three mites very, very important. Which mites feeds on that brood, which mites that feed on that adult bee as well as the brood bee, and what is the major symptoms causing in honeybees. This all mites carefully read in apiculture. Now silkworm, they're same, sericulture, this or what are these types or species there, and its major scientific name, diseases, and whatever enemies to read. Like insect, same as another useful insect also to read carefully. So all committee, thank you very much, because due to the short period of time, just I to discuss this information regarding this all. Hello.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Because very short time, just I discussed through this all syllabus, because it's not possible to give 100% to more information. Okay. Whatever your queries or any question to, you just to clear it.
No problem, sir. Thank you so much. Actually, how deeply you have inculcated your things into our participants' minds, that actually clearly visible, sir, from your presentation and slides. So thank you so much, sir. If some questions are there, sir, actually it's already about the time is 10 minutes above. So if some questions are there, we'll definitely deal with you through email or something. So actually next guest has already joined. So thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. So now I would like to call upon our next guest of the today's session, who is Yaddullah Yamini, ma'am. So, ma'am, are you there?
Yes, yes, I am ready. Okay.
Yeah. So you are very much welcome to the series, ma'am. I think you will be talking about on the subject of agronomy.
Agronomy,
so,
yes.
Yeah, ma'am. So over to you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Myself, Yamini. I am presently pursuing my PhD degree from Punjab Agriculture University. I heartily welcome all the ICAR-ASRB-NET Aspirants to this session on agronomy conducted by Just Agriculture. Coming to the details. Okay, let me first share my screen. Okay, I can't share my screen.
Ma'am, you have been given the access. Let me just check also. Ma'am, please try it once more.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you see the screen?
Yeah, ma'am, screen is visible. Please put it in slideshow mode, ma'am.
Okay. Is it visible now?
Clearly, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Coming to the details, I cleared my net in 2021 with 78%. So here I am to give some suggestions on how to prepare, what topics to concentrate, and how to manage your time when you are preparing for the exam. Okay, coming to the details. First, everyone knows we are coming to the discipline of agronomy. The basic eligibility for attempting the net is master's degree qualification with whether you are from discipline agronomy, soil water management, conservation agriculture, farming systems, forest production, water science and technology. All these disciplines are eligible to attempt the net. And people who are currently pursuing their master's degree, they are also eligible if you are going to finish your degree on or before 30th of the September this year. Then, first you need to understand the exam pattern. Yes, you have already applied for the exam. You know, the exam consists of 150 MCQs, each question carrying a mark. So totaling to 150 marks, and the duration is around 2 hours. And there is also negative marking for the exam. So which costs around 1/3 mark for each wrong answer. And you know, there is minimum 50% qualifying mark, that is 75 marks is sufficient in order to pass the net. Then how you have to plan your preparation. You already attempted the exam, and I think by 29th, exam is on 29th for agronomy. So there is almost 1 week preparation time. And when you look into the syllabus of agronomy, you know, there are 13 units which are given or divided into different topics like weed management, water, crop production, soil fertility, statistics. There are several different topics, total consisting of 13 units. So here, me and my friend Golme, we have concise and we are trying to present which are most important or which needs to be mostly concentrated. So we divided into total 7 or 8 units. We are going here to present which needs to be studied. Here I'm going to present you weed management because it is also one of the most important topic in agronomy. It constitutes around 15 to 20 questions might be asked. You can, out of total 150 questions, you may get 15 to 20 questions from this topic. And coming to weed management, which topics you need to focus. So here I divided into 4 topics. The first one is weed classification, biology, ecology, and allelopathy, and along with crop weed competition. Coming to classification, you need to focus on different types of morphology classification based on the weed association. And there are 10 to 11 different types of classifications in weed. You need to read all along with the examples. Then beneficial effects of the weeds, harmful effects of the weeds. Then coming to weed biology, and you need to read examples at least for every weed: annual weeds, biennial weeds, perennial weeds, along with kharif, rabi, and multi-season weeds. All this you need to remember the examples. Then weed ecology, allelopathy, and crop weed competition. When you come to crop weed competition, you need to remember the critical period of crop weed competition days for each and every crop. Then the most important in weed management is herbicide part. In herbicide, you need to read different types of herbicidal classifications and trade names of the herbicides, their formulation, and mode and mechanism of actions. This is the most important. From this, you can expect almost 7 to 8 questions in the exam. Then selectivity, resistance, persistence of the herbicides, residual effect of the herbicides, application methods, and equipment. First, you can go through the classification, which is given. There are so many books which has a herbicide classification in detail. Then there are 7 to 8 different mechanism of actions of these herbicides. Then herbicide resistance, along with residual actions of herbicides. And you can learn the pre-emergence, post-emergence herbicides, along with selective, non-selective herbicide. You need to learn examples, minimum 3 to 4 examples. Go through the table and see different categories of this. Then integrated weed management. In this, mostly you need to concentrate on biological weed control along with bioherbicide. You need to see the examples of this because there is a chance of asking the examples in biological weed control and bioherbicides. And when it comes to weed control in different crops, it is so vast. So you just need to concentrate on the major field crops. In syllabus, they have given so many plantation, vegetable management, but mostly concentrate field crops. Then coming to special management of weeds like parasitic, aquatic weeds. On concentrate especially on the parasitic and aquatic weeds. There may be chance of asking questions from this area. Then coming to numericals, there is chance of getting 2 to 3 questions from the numericals, mostly rate of herbicide dosage calculation, then active ingredient calculation. Questions would be concentrated around this part. There is a direct questions would be direct. So you just need to learn the formula and apply the question. You get answer easily. And also you need to learn the indices like weed index, weed control efficiency, weed competition index. These indices are also important. So weed management, when you start preparing for weed management, you have to concentrate mainly on the herbicide part. Then next, coming to the soil fertility and fertilizer use. This is also one of the important topic regarding the net. It also covers around 15 to 20 questions. In weed management, questions might be mostly application type, but here you can expect the direct questions in soil fertility and fertilizer use. Mostly you need to see different, the classification, micro, macronutrient, essential nutrients, beneficial nutrients, then concentration of nutrients in different fertilizers. The fertilizer classification also, simple, compound, complex fertilizer, then nitrogen fertilizer, if it has ammonical, nitrate fertilizer. You need to see the concentration of nutrients in all these fertilizers, then interaction of nutrients, deficiency symptoms and toxic symptoms. This is also most important. You need to learn the deficiency symptoms of all the major and minor nutrients. Then next comes important, you can see the nutrient cycles. Mostly N, P, K and S cycles are important. Then nutrient transformations like mineralization, immobilization, these are also important. You can see the C/N ratio and the mineralization, immobilization at which ratios. Then antagonistic effects, when phosphorus and zinc are antagonistic reaction. Like that, there are so many nutrients which are antagonistic, and there are some nutrients which are synergistic. You need to learn all these things. Then nitrification inhibitors. You need to learn the examples of nitrification inhibitors, slow releasing fertilizers. There is you may get direct questions. Which of the following is a nitrification inhibitor, or which of the following is slow release fertilizer? This type of direct questions you can expect from this. Then coming to integrated nutrient management. Here also more concentration. You can go to biofertilizers, fertilizer scheduling, recommended dose of fertilizer, application techniques like band application, broadcast, this incorporation of the fertilizer, this type, and site-specific nutrient management. Once go through these topics. Then finally, fertilizer use efficiency. When you take fertilizer use efficiency, you need to know for at least basic N, P, K and S. And this fertilizer use efficiency would vary from crop to crop. Like nitrogen use efficiency would be different from rice, wheat, other cereals and pulses. So you can learn basic N, P and K, at least fertilizer use efficiency of these 3 nutrients in different crops. Then agronomic and physiological efficiency also. You need to see the formulas and the efficiencies of these nutrients. Then next comes crop production. Crop production is a minor topic which covers around 5 to 10 questions. And here questions would be generalized questions. As you have already studied crop production in your UG and PG, you would be already familiarized with the production practices of different crops. So by seeing the question, you can see it would be like general questions, and you would be having a basic idea on of this. By seeing the options, you can sort out the question. And here you need to concentrate on the production practices of cereals, pulses, oilseeds, and commercial crops. As I said, in syllabus they have given like so many crops, plantation, vegetable, but mostly questions would come from this. And in commercial crops also, you can concentrate on mostly on cotton, sugarcane, and tobacco. You can expect questions from this. Then cereals would be mostly rice, wheat, maize, millets, pulses, and oil seeds also. In oil seeds, you must see the oil content of different oil seeds. Then pulses also, protein content of the pulses. In cereals also see the nutrient contents of this. Then varieties. You can definitely expect 2 to 3 varieties in the paper, but these varieties you can't say from where they are going to ask. They may be asking some. You cannot say they would give recent variety, new release variety. There is no thing like that. You can expect varieties. It's a broad range. So I suggest you see the varieties for all the crops, at least varieties which are biotic and abiotic resistant varieties released in different crops. So mostly they would be concentrating like that. Then seed rate, spacing, fertilizer requirement. So when you see this seed rate, spacing, and fertilizer requirement, this is not common in all. It differs from region to region. So you can see you can learn the basic standard spacing and seed rating and recommended dose of fertilizer for crops, because it or later you can see, if you have time, you can go through region wise, because they differ. Seed rate, spacing, fertilizer recommendation, they differ from each and every region. First, you see the things which are common, standard, which are practiced everywhere. Then later you can in detail go from region to region. Then coming to quality components, industrial use, and post-harvest of these crops. In quality components, you have to read the anti-nutritional factors present. There are anti-nutritional factors present in oil seeds, especially mustard. Then in cabbage, you can also see HCN present in sorghum. You need to learn with examples different anti-nutritional factors present. Then in these 3 units, I think this is the major topics which they are going to cover in the exam. Now you need to know which study materials you need to prepare. For last minute preparation, if you want to just have 10, now you have only 1 week to prepare, or you are going to just see the basics and go attempt the exam, I suggest you read this book, Agronomy Facts for Competitions by R.S. Meena and Sihag. This is very good book which gives in-depth and detail. It covers each and every unit present in the syllabus. And very good book. It gives all the memory point wise and covers all the topics. And if you want to do objective, you can go through this book, Objective Agronomy by Tava Prakash and Velayudham. This is also very good book, covers all the topics which are given in the syllabus. And if you want to attempt next year or study in detail, prepare for ARS, NET, or any other exam related to agronomy, the first basic books you need to study is Principles of Agronomy. Both the books of Principles of Agronomy by S.R. Reddy and Reddy and Reddy. These 2 are the basic books for every agronomy student. In this, by studying this book, you get all the basic knowledge, concept and knowledge for all the different units, and it is very well written. But there is no crop production from this book. So if you want to read crop production, you can go to Field Crop Production text by volume 1 and 2 by Dr. Rajendra Prasad. But I think these 2 principles of agronomy cover almost everything. And if you want in-depth detail about weed science, you can study Weed Science Basics and Applications by Dr. T.K. Das. This is also very good book related to weed science, which covers all the concepts of weed in detail and very broader way. And for numericals, you can go Mathematical Agriculture Concepts and Numericals by Amit Bhatnagar. This is also very good for numericals. It covers in general all the numericals related to agronomy. There are also numericals in Principles of Agronomy by S.R. Reddy. In near each and every concept, you can see if it is necessary for numericals. They have given with examples and explained very clearly. So if you are preparing, if you want to prepare in future ARS, NET and qualify, I suggest you first read these 2 books very carefully. Then after reading these books, I suggest you can do mock test and previous year papers, because just reading won't give you all the knowledge. You can read, you may have knowledge, but you need to analyze how they are going to ask, which pattern they are going to give the question. So when you practice a mock test and see previous year papers, you will understand how they are going to frame the question. And there is this website, ICAR Toppers, where you can get mock test on all the different topics. And also, there is no previous year papers for NET. So, but from this website, you can get SRF question papers. Till 2021, there are papers or previous year SRF. I think the syllabus and pattern would be similar. So when you look into those, you get an idea. After attempting this, you can analyze your performance and work on it. You can see which topic you are like poor. You can see and work on the topic. Then revision. When you are reading any subject or any textbook, just because textbook has vast knowledge, but among that, because we are attempting an objective exam, we need a precise information on every topic. So just reading through textbook, it all the matter which is present in textbook may not be needed for you. So just underline or take a book and note down the important points, which helps. So even after you finish the textbook, it will help you. That small notes would help you to revise just before the exam. Then coming to time management. First, I suggest you, because there are 150 questions and you have only 120 minutes. So you are not even getting 1 minute per question to attempt. So I suggest you first, when you look into the paper, when you read a question, you know, like which, whether you have any idea about that question or not. In the first round, you just attempt the questions which are you are confident about. Then you can, and also I suggest you around 30 to 40 seconds, you concentrate on one question. Then you will get some 10 to 15 minutes, you will get extra time. So you can go through again. Because some questions you get immediately by looking question, you know that this is the answer. But some question needs 2 to 3 times reading, then only you may get the answer. So it is better you save some 15 to 20 minutes in order to go through the second time. So you may get some idea. And this is my small suggestion. If paper is easy, like you know, out of 150 questions, if 120 questions you can attempt, like it's like paper is easy, don't go for don't take risk and attempt the negative marks. But if paper is difficult, you can take the calculated risk and attempt it, because there are some questions which you would be like 50-50 chance. You would be confused between two options. So when paper is difficult, I think you can take that calculated risk and attempt that. But when paper is easy, don't go for negative marks. That would lose your mark. So this is my suggestions from my side. And my friend Golme will continue with the other topics in agronomy. All the very best for your exams. And thank you, Just Agriculture, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Your hard work you shared with your with the participants is awesome. And thank you so much for explaining your experience, your suggestions, and your strategy with our participants. So we are so grateful to you, and congratulations also. So thank you so much for sparing your time, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
So in continuation with that, I would like to call upon Golme ma'am, who will be continuing with the lecture of Yamini ma'am. So ma'am, are you there? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah,
Can I
ma'am. Yeah, ma'am, you are visible. Yeah, ma'am, please continue. Over to you, ma'am.
Is my screen visible? Please,
You just start. Yeah, it's visible, ma'am.
is it visible?
Yeah. Please keep it on slideshow mode, ma'am. And
Wait.
yeah.
My screen, is moving now.
Yeah, ma'am, your screen
Hello.
is visible, but your voice is a little bit breaking, I think.
Hello.
Hello? Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, you're audible now. No issues. Please
Okay.
continue.
Can I start?
Yeah, please do.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I am very thankful to Just Agriculture Education for organizing this program and giving me this opportunity to share my strategies and highlight some important points for the ASRB-NET exam. My name is Bolmay Langang Midu. I completed my BSc Agriculture from College of Agriculture, CAU, Pasighat, Arunachal Pradesh, and MSc Agronomy from College of Agriculture, Velayani, KU, Kerala, and PhD I'm doing here at College of Agriculture, IGKB, Raipur, Chhattisgarh. So for this session, I will first start with how to make a plan strategies. So for those who are preparing from before, I'm telling you that you give 1% extra of an effort because less than 10 days is there. And the next thing is you focused on the important topics first. And you have to have a clear vision or determination to complete it on time. And time schedule is very important. So if you are feasible to study in the morning or whether in the evening, you can do accordingly. And you can plan it, how much chapter to be covered, how much time you need to spend per day according to your convenience. And you need to have a positive attitude. If you, in between, if you get fed up or you can't concentrate, you take some break then. You listen to some song or make up your fresh mind, listen to some motivational talk or anything. And then you have to have a complete knowledge or complete understanding of the concept. Okay, don't just directly jump to the treatise or jump to the objective or anything like that. You first go through the general book like Principle of Agronomy as suggested before. You take a self-assessment. Taking mock test and self-assessment after every chapter is very important. It will tell you where your weak point is, where you need to focus more on. And for your preparation of the keynote, I suggest you to take one topic at a time. You can go for your topic of interest or syllabus wise according to your convenience. And then for each topic or each chapter, you make a flow chart or a diagram of the important topics so that it will be easy for you during your revision time. And you highlight the important points, the years and the name, and you have to know the terminology. Terminology is very important because previous year, most of the questions are based on the definition. So if you have a clear concept of the terminology, the definition, it will be easy for you. And I'll be talking about irrigation and dryland agriculture. So now let's move on with irrigation. Irrigation water management is very important. We will get more than 15 to 20 questions from here. So the most frequently asked question is water retention in soil. That is adhesion and cohesion. In objective type, in every exam, this question is repetitive. And then you have to know the soil moisture tension, the pH value, and soil moisture the available soil moisture, the hygroscopic coefficient. So you need to know all these things and you need to know at which bar they are in which specific area. So coming to water movement in the soil. When we all know that when it rains, it falls on the ground. After reaching the ground, how the soil is undergoing? First, infiltration of water from the ground surface into the soil. That is the infiltration. After that, vertical movement, that will be the percolation, and then lateral movement will be the seepage. The runoff water will be collected in the river or the ocean, and the percolation water and the seepage, which will be collected through the gravitational flow, will form the groundwater. And we need to know what type of movement it is. Either it is in saturated water movement or under unsaturated water movement. And hydraulic conductivity is also very important. Please know the definition and the formula. And this is also one of the repetitive questions. Coming to another next very important, question, you will get one question from here, that is the soil moisture characteristic, how it differ according to different soil type. In sandy soil, how it is, loamy soil, how it is, in clay soil, how it is. And you need to know the definition. Hysteresis, this is also asked in every exam. And then the classification of soil water, the gravitational water, capillary water, the hygroscopic water, and the different water potential. This graph will make it easy for you to remember. And then the available soil water for the plant, that is between fill capacity and wilting point. This is also one of the questions that is asked in every exam. And moving on to the measures of the soil moisture, it can either be through direct method or indirect method. In direct method, you have the gravimetric method. Here you can expect one numerical question. And then for all this method, volumetric method, spirit burning method, infrared balance method, you need to know the advantage, because from this, they used to ask one or two questions. In indirect method, the resistant block method, in nutrient crop, you need to know which type of crop they are using. This is always asked in the objective question. The neutron, americium and beryllium, and the and then the tensiometer, you need to know the limit of it, which is always asked in any of the exam. Pressure plate membrane method. Coming to the soil plant, atmospheric continuum. We all know that when the water or the rain, it reaches the ground, the water is absorbed into the soil, as we have seen before, the movement of the water. Then how this water are absorbed by the soil here, and then how this water molecule are translocated inside the plant, and then how it is evaporated and transpired. And after this transpired, this water molecule form the cloud, and then it comes down as a rain. This cyclic movement is for the soil plant atmospheric continuum, and this movement are done through water potential. So we need to know what is water potential, and this formula is very important, and you need to know what it indicates: the solid water potential, the gravity potential, the metric potential. And then evapotranspiration is very important chapter. You need to know what are the factors affecting the evapotranspiration, the climatic or the environmental factors influencing the evapotranspiration, the plant factor, and the management factor. And one of the frequently asked questions is reference evapotranspiration. Please know the definition of this. It is always asked in the exam. And then measures of the evapotranspiration by different methods: the Blank-Litter methods, the Thornwood method, the radiation method, the paint evaporation method is commonly used. And in here you can expect one question. By knowing this formula, it will be easy for you. And then you need to know what this indicates, like K-pan and E-pan, what it indicates. So you can expect one question from here. And then another important one is the crop coefficient. So you need to know the definition of this and what this formula indicates, what ET stands for and what ET not stands for. ETC stands for the evapotranspiration from the crop, ET not from the potential evapotranspiration. You can expect one question from here. Now, coming to the important topics like water requirement, you need to know the definition, you need to know the formula. You can expect one objective from here. Irrigation requirement, the net irrigation requirement, gross irrigation requirement, irrigation period, duty of water. You can expect one numerical question also. Base period is also very important. The conjunctive use of water and irrigation method. In irrigation method, you need to know what are the different methods like surface or in sprinkler or in surface irrigation, whether it's flooding type or contouring type. In furrow method and contour farming method, how it is used and what are the different slopes that are to be considered. You can expect at least 2 questions. And then for subsurface irrigation, whether it's drip irrigation or sprinkler irrigation, you can expect 1 question regarding water use efficiency. Moving on with the irrigation water control devices, there are different devices, you need to know that. And then another frequently asked question is crop water use efficiency. You please know the definition or the formula, that is yield by ETC, that is for crop water use efficiency, and field water use efficiency, yield by water requirement. The factors affecting water use efficiency, and then the different irrigation efficiency. You can expect 1 numerical question from here, and the definition, you please note it down, or the formula you should know it. The water conveyance efficiency, water application efficiency, water storage efficiency, water distribution efficiency, and project efficiency. And coming to quality of the irrigation water. You need to know the criteria to determine the quality of the irrigation, whether by total soluble salt, the sodium absorption ratio, the residual sodium carbonate, or boron content. Boron content, the minimum which is allowed for the irrigation, is always asked in ppm. You should know that. And then leaching requirement, you can also expect 1 question numerical from here. Management practice of using poor water quality, relative soil tolerance crops example. At least you can expect 1 or 2 questions every time in every exam. 1 question is from here. You need to know the water management practice in important crops like rice, wheat, and maize, the critical growth stage. You can expect 1 question from here. And don't miss out agricultural drainage, the type of drainage. And here I request you that you can expect 1 question from drainage also. Coming to another topic, that is irrigation scheduling. Irrigation scheduling criteria you need to know thoroughly, like the soil water regime, the climatological, and the plant indices. And the most frequently asked question, you can expect 1 from IW by CPE ratio, numerical, they used to ask every time. And then you can go through irrigated water resource management. You can know the definition, the objective, and the principle. You can go through it. Now we will move on to dryland agriculture. In dryland agriculture, you give you the definition of dryland agriculture, and depending on the amount of rainfall, how it is classified. From here, you can expect 2 questions from this. It is classified into dry farming, dryland farming, and rainfed farming. In dry farming, annual rainfall it is with less than 750 millimeters, and it is found mainly in arid region. The growing period is less than 75 days, and moisture conservation practice are necessary. The one that I have highlighted with the red color, these are the questions you can expect. In dryland farming, the annual rainfall is more than 750 millimeters and is found in semi-arid tracts, and the growing period is 75 and 120 days between, and soil moisture practice is also required, but adequate drainage facilities should be there. And in rainfed farming, it is mostly where the annual rainfall is more than 1,150 millimeter in humid region, and growing period of more than 120 days, and we should emphasize on the excess water disposal. And then coming to the classification given by the United Nations Economics and Social Commission for Asia and Pacific, they have classified dryland agriculture into dryland farming and rainfed farming, and based on the different criteria, you can differentiate between it. The rainfall for dryland farming will be less than 800 millimeter, and for rainfed farming more than 800 millimeter. Growing season less than 200, and in rainfed more than 200 days. Growing season, you can see from here. Cropping system, single crops or intercropping in dryland farming, and rainfed farming, intercropping or double cropping. So from here you can expect one question every time. They can ask whether in dryland farming or rainfed farming, which cropping system needs to be adopted. And you have to know the cropping system definition, the different types of cropping system. You need to go through the, along with the example. They can ask one or two questions from here. And constraint in dryland agriculture, that is dryland farming, that is wind and water erosion, whereas in rainfed farming, only water erosion is the constraint. And coming to problems or the constraint for crop production in dry farming region. What are the different constraints? That is the climatic constraint, the soil related constraint, the traditional cultivation practice, heavy wind problem, lack of suitable varieties, and socioeconomic constraint. One question can also arise from the objective, where they are given the different criteria or the constraint, and you can want objective that is written or the above. This kind of question also you can expect from here. Coming to the climate constraint, you need to know what are the different criteria for this, whether based on the different characteristics of the rainfall, maybe due to variable rainfall, intensity and distribution, aberration or variation in monsoon behavior, late onset of monsoon, early withdrawal of monsoon, prolonged dry spell. In this highlighted three conditions, you need to know in which condition it occurs. Here, then you can expect one question. And then coming to the high atmospheric temperature, low relative humidities, hot, dry winds, high atmospheric water demands. And then coming to drought, you have to know the different definition of the drought. And then coming to classification, you need to know on which criteria they are classified based on the duration. You need to know the permanent drought, the seasonal drought, the contingent drought, invisible drought, based on the relevance of user or the National Commission on Agriculture 1976. That highlighted meteorological drought, atmospheric drought, hydrological drought, agriculture drought. You can expect one question from here. And then based on the time, early season drought, mid-season drought, late season drought. And then you can not miss this term, that is relative drought and physiological drought. You need to know the definition. Sometimes you can get questions from here also. Coming to drought adaptation, like for the drought adaptation, you have to know this flow chart, that it will be easy for drought resistance, and then the ephemerals and early varieties for the escaping of the drought. And then ephemerals is always asked in the exam, so please note on this. And for different criteria under drought resistance, drought avoidance, and drought tolerance, how it they cope up with water saver, water spender. You need to know the example, mitigating stress, high tolerance. Now moving on to the contingency cropping. You can expect one or two questions from here also, and you need to know the definition of the contingent cropping. Means the growing of the suitable crop in place of normally grown in region due to late recipient of the rain. And then in different rainfall abnormalities, what are the contingent plans that you need to follow for delayed onset of rainfall? If it is delayed for 1 to 2 weeks, what are the correction plan you need to follow? Maybe alternates of the varieties for a short duration crop. And then if it's delayed exceeding 4 weeks, then you need to alternate the crop of short duration. And in early withdrawal of rainfall, you need to go for anti-transparent spray, and then harvesting of foders, harvesting at physiological maturity. And you need to know anti-transparent, different types of anti-transparent. One question will always be asked with example. Not on that also. For intermediate dry spell, in intermediate after the sowing, what you need to know for gap filling. For gap filling, if the stand of reduction is less than 20%, and you need to go for resowing when more than 20% of the stand reduction is there. And then at vegetative stage, you need to go for mulching, and you need to know the different types of mulching also. And then at flowering, anti-transparent spray, harvesting and then going for ripening and ripening stage. Similarly, you can go for anti-transparent spray, harvesting of the fodder, and harvesting at physiological maturity. And soil conservation measure is also very important. You can expect 2 to 3 questions from here. You need to know what is water erosion and wind erosion. What are the mechanism of the water erosion? You can expect 1 question. And measures of water erosion control. Agronomic measures, mechanical measure, forestry measure, agrosoil. The one that I have highlighted, agronomic measure and mechanical measure, please go through this in details. For agronomic measures, the question which is always asked is, in slope it needs to be adopted. In gentle slope, less than 2%, we need to go for agronomic measures, and then more than 3, we have to go for mechanical. And the different types are land preparation, contour cultivation, choice of crops. And in strip cropping, there are different types of strip cropping: contour strip cropping, field strip cropping, wind strip cropping, buffer strip cropping. You need to know the example. Crop rotation, cropping system I have mentioned before. Please go through the different types of cropping system: the cover crops, mulching, application of manure and fertilizer, application of chemicals. And then this is also one of the questions you can expect: estimation of the soil loss by water erosion. You need to know the formula, that is A is equal to RKLSCP, and A represents the predicted soil loss in tons per hectare per year, and R represents rainfall erosivity factor or the index, and K represents soil erodibility factor. In these two, most of the times there used to be confusion, so please don't make the confusion. Please be clear with this. And here you can expect 1 question. And from this one, always it used to ask in every of the examination, so please note it down. And then please don't skip the watershed management. Please know the definition, the watershed management definition, and the components of water management program, the soil water conservation method. Different types are there. Water harvesting, different types of methods are there. Crop management and alternate land use system. This is also one of the important topics. You note it down. And for alternate land use system, what the definition, you need to know what are the different methods you can go. And you can go for either agroforestry, agri-silviculture, silvipastoral system, agri-silvipastoral system, agri-horticultural system, hortipastoral, LA cropping. LA cropping, always 1 question you can expect either in definition, and then in here you can expect definition or example. Please don't skip this one also. Tree farming, and then land use classification, that is land capability classification. 1 question always used to come, that is land capability class from 1 to 4, which are suitable for arable land, and from 5 to 8, these are suitable for alternate land use system. And then these are the different books that you can go through. Please go through Principle of Agronomy written by ASRB, or you can go through another book. But if you have to prepare, like if you have time for the next year, if you are preparing, go with the general first instead of going with the objective first. And then for irrigation, you can go through this book, that is Irrigation Agronomy by SR Reddy and GK Reddy. And then if you want to have a clear concept of the numericals, then you can go through this book as mentioned by Amini before also. And in limited time, if you have gone through the Principle of Agronomy, then you can go through Agronomy Treatise as a revision. And then for general question, you can go for a competitive book of agriculture by Maraj. This one is enough for general. And then for objective, these 2 objectives I have mentioned, every chapter after finishing, you can go through this objective question. That will be helpful for you, and how the question pattern is, and then what portion do you have made mistake. It will be easy for you to assess. And then I would like to conclude my session by saying success is not accident. It is hard work, perseverance, and learning and sacrifice. So please work hard and do revision also, and don't miss the revision part. And then with this, I would like to say all the best for your exam. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining and sharing your experience. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to hand over the session to Golme, ma'am, to take over the charge and continue. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay. Next, we have Preeti Vats as the next speaker, specialization in life science, to deliver her lecture to motivate our participant. I would like you to start your session by introducing yourself.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Shall I start my presentation?
Yes, move on.
Okay, ma'am. Then I will share and start. Ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Shall I keep it in slideshow mode and start?
Yes, you can start.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay, so good evening all of you. So this is Preeti Vats here. I have done my graduation BSc Forestry from Navsari Agriculture University, Navsari, Gujarat. Then I moved to Kerala and I did my MSc in Forestry in Forest Products and Utilization Department from Kerala Agriculture University, Thrissur, Kerala. So today I'm here to deliver a lecture on qualifying NET. So which is the need of our, because now all the NET examinations of this year are coming nearby. So here I would like to start my presentation with what is my journey so far. So I have qualified ICAR-ASRB-NET in 2001 with 2021 in the subject of agroforestry. Then I qualified UGC NET in the year 2022 in the subject of environmental science. And in the same year, I got joined CSIR UGC NET JRF with the subject life sciences with all in a rank 116. So here, before telling you my experience, I would like to tell that for all the NET exams altogether, if you are taking, there is common strategy that you can follow. So for me, I would today I will be taking this lecture on the topic of life science, that is CSIR UGC NET exam. So already the applications for CSIR NET exam has been already filled, I guess, and the exam will be conducted by CSIR in the month of September, as far as the current information. So what is the educational qualification for this exam? So CSIR, that is the candidates must have a degree in biology stream. Actually, there are 4 or 5 subjects. For example, physical sciences, then earth sciences, then life sciences. So in case of life sciences, a candidate must have a degree in the biological stream or MSc biology. Then it can, that is life sciences only, or MBBS graduates can also do. Then integrated BMS or any other science degree, at least 55% marks should be there in the MSc degree. It should be there. So this is the overall educational qualification for CSIR. Coming to the life sciences exam pattern of CSIR, so the paper pattern has been changed after 2020, I guess, and now there are a total of 140 questions will be there. Out of that, you have to attempt 75 questions. Let me once again repeat, there will be total 140 questions and we have to attempt it, a total of 25 questions only. So here you can see, just a second. So here you can see in the part A, there are total 20 questions and we have to attempt only 15 questions. So part A will be comprising of mostly mathematical questions. I will be sharing my response sheet with you also to show what and which type of questions are there. So in the part A, there will be total 20 questions. Out of that, we have to attempt a total of 15 questions, which will carry 2 marks per question and a total of 0.5 negative marking. In case of part B, we have a total of 50 questions. Out of that, we have to attempt 35 questions. Each question will carry 2 marks and a 0.5 of negative marking will be there. As well as in the part C, there will be 75 questions. Only we have to attempt 25 questions with each question carrying 4 marks and 1 mark negative marking will also be there. So this is how out of 140 questions, we have to attempt 75 questions and total out of total 200 marks, we have to qualify. So every year there will be separate cutoff on the basis of merit, like how many candidates appeared, how was the difficulty level of the exam and everything. So when I wrote the exam, when I appeared for the exam in the year 2022, there was a 50% cutoff was there. So like for general category I'm talking about, it was some 104 out of 200 was the criteria for qualifying this one net. For JRF, there will be some 10 marks higher than that. So it will vary year to year. But yeah, approximately 50 or 51%, 51 to 52% will be the marks that will be a criteria for qualifying. So coming to the syllabus of CSIR. So CSIR, in case of life sciences only, there are these 13 major chapters. So which I'll be reading, like molecules and their interaction relevant to biology, cellular organization, fundamental processes, cell communication and cell signaling, developmental biology, system physiology plant, system physiology animal, inheritance biology, diversity of life forms, ecological principles, evolution and behavior, applied biology, and methods in biology. So these are not hard and fast chapters as such, but yeah, you can say some of these topics you may have already covered in your 11th class, 12th class, or maybe in your UG or PG programs. For example, cellular organizations, we all have one or the other time we all have learned. Fundamental processes like DNA replication, then this DNA replication, transcription, translation, all those processes also we have taken. Then developmental biology, for example, how wood is being produced, how secondary metabolites are being produced. So that developmental biology also we have seen already. In case of diversity of life forms, we have also covered, for example, the environmental science portion is there, ecology and environment, the portion is there. So that portion also we have somewhere we have covered. If you have one or another course in your UG or PG, so that also we have covered. So you can also see the syllabus on the website of CSIR. That is, I have given here, csirhrdg.res.in. So in this website, you will be having a detailed syllabus that I am having, but it is of around 11 or 12 pages, so I could not share it. But there is a explanation about the each topic which is given in the, for example, cellular organization. If we are taking, so there are many subtopics which are being given. So you can find the full PDF on this website that is given here. So for example, if you are taking the topic cell communication and cell signaling, so I have taken this screenshot from that PDF saying, for example, there are 5 subtopics in that. One is host parasite interaction, second one is cell signaling, cellular communication, cancer, and innate and adaptive immune system. So for example, the cell communication and signaling has been divided into these subtopics. So as I already mentioned while I was mentioning about this paper pattern, at the time I told this part A is having mathematics and reasoning only. The part B and part C consist of life sciences portion. So when part B and part C we are considering, these portions, all these questions, for example, this 50 questions and these 75 questions are there. So these questions, one questions they'll be taking from the each separate topics. So that means we cannot grasp every topic and we cannot mug up every topic. We cannot read every topic. So what you have to do is, like, according to whatever you have read by the time, you can divide your time and you can see like 1 or 2 topics you can take. Some of the topics you can leave also. For example, in host parasite interaction, if you have already covered some topics in your UG days or some other time, so you can take some other portion. For example, this cancer things. So we are not connected with the animal science nowadays. So we can omit that topic, because out of 75 questions in the part C, we have to attempt only 50 questions. So that means some of the questions we can omit, some of the topics we can omit. This was my strategy. It will be definitely varying from person to person. So coming to the books that I referred, so these are three major books which I referred, and there are many more books available on, particularly on the life sciences portion. But these are the major books that I saw. So this is a part 1 and part 2 of Pranav Kumar and Usha Meena, which is life sciences fundamentals and practices. So there are two parts, volume 1 and volume 2. Other than that, this is just a second. So the other book is Biophysics and Molecular Biology Tools and Techniques. So this is also a book from Pranav Kumar. Other than that, I could at my time I could not get much time for going for objective or other things. But Pranav Kumar and Usha Meena also has written some of objective books of the life sciences also. So you can go through if you have time, and if you want to go through more deeper, then you can definitely go through the objectives book also. But I would like to include here like before going to the objective book, first I would like you to go through last 5-year question papers. So that will definitely be giving you an idea, because the syllabus is very vast. For life sciences, the syllabus is very vast, you have already seen. So each and every topic we cannot cover. So if you are covering 5 or 10-year question paper, which will be available on the website that I already given, csir.hrdg.res.in. So in that website already 5-10 years question paper will be available. So if you're seeing the question paper, you can definitely get a pattern, and then within these 2 or 3 books, you can at least go to up to the net, you can at least go. So this was my strategy that I'm sharing. Then coming to the strategy or my experience as such. So here I would like to divide that particular thing into 5 sections. For example, when you're looking at the syllabus, so just go through the syllabus roughly. As I earlier told, there are 13 chapters. So first we will go through the chapters. Then we will see how much already we are prepared. So we will see like how much we are prepared already. So for that we can go according to our preparation, we can go for a quick round to see what is in the content. Then after that, see the paper pattern and divide the rough time. So you can see the paper pattern then and divide the rough timings, how much time you can allot to a particular portion. After that, when you're going through these books, take your separate copy, take your personal copy of these books. So when you're going through these books, take exclusive notes. It is how, this is my strategy, how I used to study. So when you're going through a book, take some exclusive notes. If you have enough time for preparation, you're exclusively preparing for the exam, then definitely you can sit and write each and every topic. But if you have less time, then when you're going through a book, you can see certain topics which you think you won't be able to, remember for the last. So those exclusive topics and notes you can definitely write, and thus you can then you can revise it again. So the 5th section is like you have to revise the content whichever you have read already again and again and again. If you have a 1 week or some 1 week time before the exam is coming, then no need to start a separate topic. You can revise the earlier portion, because we have to choose the topic and we have to choose the questions. Out of 75 questions, we have to attempt only 25 questions. So like if you are tough, if you are good with your topics which you have already covered, then that will be, I think, more than enough. So with this, I would like to tell you like about the my response sheet, how I took it and how I want you to take it. So just a second. Yeah, ma'am, is my screen visible now also?
Yes, it's
Yeah, okay. So this is my response sheet. I think here I have this PDF also. This is the PDF for this one, this syllabus for life sciences. So this is approximately how much pages this is. This is approximately 11 pages. So you can download it from that website and you can have a look. Other than that, this is my response sheet of my question paper. So here you see, this is a question ID which is 259. So this question is this question is saying everything about the genes and coding and regulatory and the proteins. So because I have a background in biotechnology, so maybe I would be able to answer the questions. But those who are not in the who are not pro in the biotechnology and that biochemistry kind of portion, they can definitely omit the questions. They can definitely omit this question. If you're not taking this question, you can instead of take this question. This is the last question, which is saying about Western Ghats, some kind of southern northern aspect of mountain. It is telling. So which area will be having less diversity, which area will be having more tree diversity, these kind of biodiversity or ecology related question, it is there. So what I'm trying to say is every single topic they are having one question taken. So that means some of the topic which you don't feel like reading it more times and you are not getting it because it's not your area, your domain, then you can definitely omit the question, omit the topic, and you can take the other topics. But before we cannot just simply omit every topic also. So before omitting the topic that you don't want to read, so you need to have a look at the syllabus and then you need to see. So for me, what I used to do is, for example, the syllabus is there. So I will, circle some of the topics which I think, oh, okay, this is not my cup of tea. I won't be able to finish it. So I won't take that topic. The other topic I will take. So this is how I studied, and this is how I prepared. So with this, I would like to call it a day. And thank you so much, Just Agriculture, to give me this opportunity to share my ideas. And the way to get start is to quit talking and begin doing. This is my, one of my advice, because for ASRB, I think it's hardly 1 week left. So all the best to all the aspirants. And thank you so much, Just Agriculture. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Prithivats, for sharing your precious words and how to prepare for the NET exam. And I hope the attendees will remember it. Thank you for giving your valuable time with us. Coming to the end of the session of 7 days free series for ICAR-ASRB-NET Aspirants conducted from 15 to 21st April 2023. I would like to thank the organizing director of this program, Dr. DPS Badwal, all the prominent speakers, member of the organizing committee, and most importantly, the attendee for making this session successful. Thank you once again, and I wish you all the very best for your NET exam. Thank you.